All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're talking about something truly fascinating. What happens when you mix ancient, vibrant traditions with the most powerful technology on the planet? We're looking at how AI is starting to reshape Africa's incredible cultural heritage.
And this really is the big question, isn't it? I mean, think about it. You have this continent that's just overflowing with culture. The music, the fashion, the stories, the languages. So how do you take that priceless treasure, protect it, and even share it in this new age of AI without, it losing its soul in the process?
So, to really get what's on the line, we've got to get our heads around this term, cultural intellectual property, or cultural IP. Now, this is not like a copyright on one person's song. It's way bigger. It's the collective stuff, the shared heritage of an entire people. Everything from the rhythms of Afrobeat to the design of a Kente cloth.
And I think this quote just nails it. Thinking of it as the DNA of a continent really helps you feel how important it is. Because it's not just art or stories, right? It's the very code of identity. It's who people are, and it's been carefully passed down generation after generation.
Okay, so here's where it gets really interesting and kind of tricky. For this cultural DNA, AI shows up as a classic double-edged sword. On one hand, there's unbelievable promise, but on the other, there's some serious risk. Let's break that down.
So the upside? It's huge. Just imagine an AI helping a local artist get their music heard all over the planet, or using it to preserve a language that's on the brink of disappearing, or even opening up brand new ways for creators to make a living. But, and this is a big but, the challenges are just as real. What happens when an AI is trained on all this culture, but gives zero credit and, more importantly, zero compensation to the people who created it? That's the heart of the problem.
Seriously, think about this. An AI can whip up a track that sounds just like Fela Kuti, or design a fabric with Maasai-inspired patterns in like 5 seconds. The tech can do it, but that begs the question, who owns that new thing? The person who typed the prompt? The tech company that built the AI? Or does it belong to the culture that the AI learned from? It's a huge, messy dilemma.
So how do you even begin to solve a problem like that? Well, the answer, and this might surprise you, isn't just about code or laws. It actually starts with physical buildings. It comes down to the power of having local data, and that means we need to talk about data centers.
It's a simple fact, but it's absolutely crucial. AI is, well, it's nothing without data. It's totally hungry for enormous amounts of information to learn from, and all that data has to live somewhere. It has to be stored and processed, and that somewhere is a data center. They are the literal physical backbone of this entire AI world.
And because data centers are so important, that leads us straight to this critical idea, data sovereignty. All this means is that a nation's data, including its incredibly valuable cultural data, is subject to its own laws and its own governance. Having data centers physically located in Africa gives communities and nations real control over their digital treasures. And this control creates a clear path to empowering creators. It's like a recipe. First, you get authentic African data. Second, you store it in local data centers. That's your data sovereignty. Third, you use that rich local data to power AI models. And the final most important step, this whole setup makes it possible to ensure creators get the credit and the compensation they deserve. It builds a cycle that actually benefits them.
And the best part? This isn't just a theory anymore. It is happening right now. All across the continent, countries like South Africa, Kenya, and Rwanda are making huge investments in building this exact infrastructure. This isn't just about faster streaming. It's about laying the literal foundation for digital and cultural independence.
So with this foundation being built, piece by piece, a new digital future is being forged. And this is where it gets really exciting. We're starting to see the first blossoms of a true digital renaissance.
And this new wave is already here. You have startups building these incredible AI apps that teach folklore to a whole new generation. There are platforms popping up that help musicians monetize AI remixes of their work, making sure they actually get paid. And there are powerful AI tools digitally preserving everything from traditional clothing patterns to entire languages.
So when you put it all together, you see that Africa's cultural IP isn't some old relic you put in a museum. No way! It's a living, breathing resource, and it's becoming a major driver for the future of technology and the economy.
So we end up right back where we started, but with a whole new perspective. The question isn't if culture can power technology anymore. The answer is clearly yes. The real question is how. And by taking control of their own data, African creators are setting themselves up to turn centuries of heritage into the fuel for a technological future that is uniquely their own.
A future where the past isn't just remembered, it's actively building what comes next.